amazing job. We coupled that with having Stedman Graham, who provided a session on identity and character development for students and parents. And so those type of activities provide us an opportunity to drive kind of this passion for innovation, this passion for helping students to realize what they can become one day. And those are the type of programs that will help to shape and transform, the lives of students, no matter what zip code they're from, no matter what their background is from, no matter what language is spoken at their home. When it comes to making an impact in this world, we believe that we can do this through the lens of education. And for us, STEM is one of those areas that help to build, companies like Microsoft.
Well, another place where we worked with you and your team, Raamel, was at the Townview School of Business. They had a gaming night where they invited students out to play various games on various platforms. Shout out to Colby from the Microsoft store at North Park. And there were over 70 students that came through. And so as we talk about STEM, gaming used to be something you did at home. It used to be something that was just kind of a fun activity. But there seems to be an evolution of gaming where there's an education component at Townview Business Magnet. They have a gaming curriculum. And so how has gaming changed, and is Microsoft doing anything different? Are you in the same space? But how is Microsoft playing in the gaming space where it is today?
Yeah, first, let me just say big shout out to Townview and that event and the entire kind of Townview team. I mean, it's amazing to hear about, those stories of connection and gaming. And, of course, the retail store, the Microsoft retail store just helped to rock that as well. And I was at Townview last week. I wish I was on this on this podcast for the School of Business there. So if you guys hear this, so thanks again. But in terms of gaming does play a different role here, right? And so gaming isn't just about games. Gaming is about being able to develop really new platforms that are immersive, right? And so we've actually seen gaming going from like this casual experience to a professional gamer, right? So thinking about this as being kind of the next kind of hub for entertainment. People actually using applications like Mixer and various other applications to watch other people game.
Yeah,
right.
Twitch, whatever.
Twitch or what have, right? And so it's really interesting. A couple of years ago, there was a video game a gaming team that approached me about like some sponsorship. And at that point, this was about 10 years ago. And I said, why am I going to sponsor? Like, you guys are like sitting up. But now you actually have colleges and universities and high schools that are building curriculum around becoming a professional gamer. Right. And so it's really interesting to see from a Microsoft perspective. We're going to continue to make investments in gaming. I mentioned Xbox a little earlier. We've identified this as a key priority when we think about leveraging augmented reality and virtual reality in a gaming environment. I think we're only at the early stages of gaming, where the gaming experience will go from a console, which really is a hub in your home or your office, but to an immersive environment where you can basically game with anyone in your space. We're in this room right now. Imagine if you could actually have whatever that game is, whatever that experience is, kind of full body experience, if you will, from a gaming environment right where you are, standing, sitting, or running. And that's where we're going from a gaming standpoint.
This is Deconstructing Dallas. Ryan Trimble, Shawn Williams. Stick around. We're going to be back with our special guest, Raamel Mitchell from Microsoft. Hope you'll join us after the break. Welcome back. Ryan Trimble, Shawn Williams. And we are back with our guest, Raamel Mitchell, the Director of Citizenship for the Central U.S. for Microsoft. And it's great that we have Microsoft here in Dallas, and it's great that we have a local guy running the campus. Raamel, you're a local guy. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing and your background.
Yeah, I am. I am a local guy, born and raised in Dallas. I left for college, but my wife and I moved back here. So I actually went to Law Magnet High School, which is now in Townview High School here in Dallas, so in Oak Cliff. So I'm originally from North Oak Cliff, and it's good being from Dallas. It's good being back in the area, and my experiences here, I think, really influenced my career path, career trajectory, and kind of vision that I have, both for myself, for my family, and for my friends, and everything else. So yeah, it's good being here. I've been a lot of places. Texas is one of the best.
Man, I love a local success story, Shawn.
It is. I think it's aspirational, because you are doing work in these schools, and I think it's important for kids to know that this is a path that they can take, and I think it's important. We talked about on previous episodes how many people come to Dallas. We both came to Dallas because it's a great place to be and couldn't wait to get here, and now we're not going anywhere right now. But it's great for kids who are born and raised here to see other guys like yourself and ladies who can, do these wonderful things.
Yeah. I mean, I think about those kids that are in the that are sitting in their classroom right now, and I would like to say it wasn't that long ago, but let's just say it wasn't that long ago, and pretend that that's the case. But I think
time is relative.
Yeah, it is. It is. When I was sitting in the class, I was wondering, like, every day, what and how am I going to use this information that I'm receiving in class? And so for me, it was kind of seeing everything that I saw growing up. It was also about really kind of finding something that I was passionate about. At that point in time, I was really passionate about science and technology. I had some mentors that encouraged me to pursue that. I had my mother and father that encouraged me, and my brother that encouraged me to pursue that. And they were really kind of my first mentors to a certain degree in terms of how to pursue this. And so back in those days when I was growing up, my dad always used to have like tools around the house. So his number one rule was put things up and don't hurt yourself. Okay. And literally in that order. Like,
words of wisdom from Raamel Mitchell.
So yeah, I mean, being able to like tinker and build things and, experiment on, you learn something in class, and physics was one of those classes that I really, really just enjoyed. I read a ton of books all the time, and some of my friends didn't understand that, and but you have fun doing it, and you continue doing what you enjoy. I also DJ'd, right? And so I was sharing the story with Business Magnet last week. What got me actually into technology was the fact that when I was DJing, I was like 13 when I got my first Tascam board, and then some other turntables and all this other good stuff. But my amps would always blow. They would they would occasionally, not always, but I would have to solder them back, or I'd have to kind of fix a wire or do something else, or fix speakers, or build a speaker box or something to that effect, which really started to make me think about electronics. My brother was an electrical engineering major at the time, so I pursued electrical engineering, and that's kind of how that worked. And so it's funny how your passions will ultimately maybe lead you to something else that you find interesting.
Now, Raamel, one of the things that I know you're proud of that you've built here, or helped be a part of building here on campus, is the Microsoft Technology Center. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Well,
so I didn't build that one, but the Technology Center. We have 14 technology centers across the U.S., and the Microsoft Technology Center here, located at Los Colinas, is a fantastic place to experience and explore technology. And so many of our customers or partners will come out, and they will test how a particular product solution might work in their environment, right? Maybe they're going to port over from one platform to another. They want to figure out how does this work on Azure. They'll use our consultants. They'll use our space. They'll use our labs here. And so it's just a really super cool space that we have. We have another one in Texas, which is in Houston. Another great space. It's an all cloud-based focus on that particular Microsoft Technology Center, but a lot of expertise around what we do in technology.
Oh, one place where people can, again, touch and feel your technology is at the retail center. And I know there's one that I go to, obviously, that's closest for me is at North Park Mall. But, that is another, relatively new experience for some folks to understand the products that Microsoft has that they can get a hold of themselves.
Yep. Well, absolutely. And the Microsoft Retail Store is one of those exciting experience centers, right? So every retail store, in fact, the one at North Park, if you're there, say hello to Mike, who's the manager, or Ashley, who's a phenomenal community development specialist.
Ashley's great.
She's great.
We have another one in Stonebriar. Mark's the manager there. I mean, and Gabriel's the community development specialist. If you're at a retail store, the experience isn't just going in and figuring out what are you going to buy. Really, what we're there to do is to help you determine what technology makes sense for you. And we believe in that so much that in every retail store that we have, brick and mortar retail store that we have, we actually have a space dedicated to the community. We have a community development specialist that will help arrange training, and if you're a nonprofit organization, you can look at the retail store as a resource for you if you're going to hold a meeting or if you want to just have an interesting experience. And so each retail store just provides a wealth of knowledge and information about technology, and then allows our education and nonprofit organizations to use it as a resource.
Well, Raamel, one of the most fun things I got to do, I know the retail stores are really fun, but because of our partnership with Allen Media and Microsoft, I got to travel to Redmond, to Microsoft's headquarters in Redmond, and it was an amazing experience. It was also scary getting to hear some of your cybersecurity specialists talk about just how many threats are coming in, and man, without Microsoft, this country and our state and our nation we're in dire straits without y'all. So can you speak about some of just the broad spectrum of things that Microsoft's doing, just big picture?
Yep. So very broadly, I'll just say, going back for more than 2 decades, Microsoft has had a commitment around security, and as it relates to both on threat for your device, or whether it's server-based security, or now mobile security, and then at this point, cloud security, if you will. We've actually kind of built that into the DNA of our products and services that we provide. But even beyond that, we recognize the importance that cybersecurity plays today more than ever. And it's not just ensuring that that hackers aren't able to access your information, but it also extends to kind of our philosophy around data privacy and data security all up. So if you look at our cloud infrastructure, we believe, and we have HIPAA certifications and various other government certifications on our cloud infrastructure. If you're leveraging Azure, we believe that the individual's use of our technology as it relates to their personal data is really important. We want to make sure that we're not leveraging your data in a way that is harmful. We want to make sure that your data is protected. We believe in your personal private information, and we take that seriously. And in fact, I just completed every year, every employee has to go through a series of trainings, and one of those trainings, if not 2 or 3 of those throughout the year, in this particular case, is specifically on how do we treat consumer and customer information. And it's important. It's built into the DNA of who we are as a company, and it's built into our tools and technologies. And you're right. The cybersecurity team, they see some amazing threats.
These guys are amazing.
Both internal and external. And when I say that, internal into the U.S. and external from across the globe, happening literally every second. And you would be amazed